Honestly, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And guys, if you can explain it to me, please tell me in the comments. We'll discuss after this.
And it goes from Wilshere. It's going to fall here for Alexis Sanchez. What a finish! Fantastic finish by Alexis Sanchez.
Welcome to episode 62 of the Clockenders podcast. I'm your host, Reginald Dino. Just coming off, it was actually yesterday. I couldn't do a show yesterday because I had to actually go into the office. So I had to watch the game on my phone. Crazy result. Crazy result. And not crazy in the fact that it's Liverpool and it's 0-0 or 0-0, whatever you want to call it. Crazy result because this is the worst Liverpool I've seen in years. Not a guy that will come out before a game and tell you, yo, we're going to slap these guys 10-0. Not a guy that does that. I say, you never know. Things could happen. Let's just see what happens. And you're pleasantly surprised when it ends up 4-1. Like it did against Villa. What Villa beat us a couple of games before 2-1. Coming back to the Emirates, the hurt of that loss, the remontada, people were calling it, like Real Madrid called it when we were going back to their home in the Champions League last season. I was still, they play well at home. Maybe they squeak out a 1-0, 2-1, whatever it is. But I think they'll win, but I don't know. But I wasn't expecting 4-1. And you're pleasantly surprised when you see that. I can tell you honestly, as I'm sitting here, that if somebody asked me how much, I would have said, you know what, I don't usually do this, but 4-1, 4-2. I would have said Liverpool will score first. And then the floodgates will open and it'll be 4. They'll get a late PK or some nonsense. 4-2. That's what I said. 4-2. And it won't even be close. 4-2. How wrong was I? Coming off of Villa, and Villa is 10 times the team Liverpool is this year. 10 times better than the team Liverpool is this year. And you did that to them at home. I was thinking this is going to be and I could finally start talking to my Liverpool friends like hold that. I mean, and in all actuality, we should have had a goal scored on it against us between the play between Saliba and David Raya and when they hit the crossbar. We should have. That's on net below the bar. That's in. And we're 1-0 down at home to that Liverpool. Starting to change my tune a little bit. We always, well, I can't say we. I say I'll speak for myself and I'll say me. I pull out players individually, and we give them ratings. Obviously, with the show, we give them the ratings, but we pull out players individually, and we say, "Oh, they did this, they did that, they did this, they did." Most recently, Martin Ødegaard. After watching that game yesterday, I'm starting to believe it's not the players. And I'm still early in this theory, so take it with a grain of salt, take it as you will. I don't think it's the players anymore. Starting to think it's not the players, I should say. I'm starting to think it's not the players. I'm starting to think it's the instructions from the manager. Because in the Aston Villa game, I saw the Martin Ødegaard that we saw player of the seasons before. That's the Martin Ødegaard we saw. And then in this game, what happened? I know it's two different teams. I get it, different personnel in the midfield. But I'll tell you what, Aston Villa's midfield is better than that Liverpool midfield that we played yesterday. Oh, Onana's better than anybody in Liverpool's midfield, and I don't care about Slabasly or whoever. Alexis McAllister's a donkey, guys. A donkey. Tielemans is 10 times the player McAllister is. Fleury and Wirtz, whatever. Okay, whatever. I mean, he played. Morgan Rogers, 10 times the player Fleury and Wirtz is. So why can't we manhandle that midfield and can't manhandle these fools? It's got to be the instruction from Arteta. It's got to be. And I'm sitting here on January 9th, hoping that it's not, let's just not lose. We were what, 5 points up lead? Let's just not lose. In the table, we were 5 points up in the table. Let's just not lose. Let's get something out of it. Cannot go into these games with that attitude. You can't. And playing safe. Don't get me wrong. There was a couple of moments in the game where we had them on toast for a little bit, but we never kept going. We never kept going. I don't know. Maybe this system is too rigid. You're looking at a player like Eberechi Eze that came from Crystal Palace. When we signed Eze, I was like, oh my God, what? Beyond all the let it all work out and I was a boy hit Arsenal, beyond all that, just as a player coming from Crystal Palace, this guy was butter. Smooth. You put him in right behind the striker. Oh my God, it's over. It's over for teams. Shadow of that player that I've seen. And you have to sit there and say, why? Why is that? It's got to be the instruction from the coach. And now you're sitting there thinking, okay, he hasn't played a minute in 4 games. What's the problem there? And you hear Arteta talk, well, he's done some very good things and there's some things that he needs to improve. You're sitting there, some things he needs to improve. Like what? The last scored a hat trick against Spurs. Like what? Okay, everybody needs to improve, obviously, but improve to the point where you don't play at all for 4 games? Like what are we talking about? Like what's the improvement that needs to be done? And I'm starting to think that he doesn't play that robotic, rigid, we can go, but we're not going to go style of play. I think Eze is one of those guys that floats around. He's all energy going forward. Dude, beautiful football. But we're stuck in this Pep Guardiola. You do this, you go 5 yards this way, and then you do this, and you go 5 yards that way, and then you guys come in here. But don't go past this line here. This is the area and it's just like, this is not football anymore, guys. This is not football. It is chess where you move guys one at a time. This is not the days of Zidane and Ronaldinho and prime Primo, prime Messi and those players. It's not. It's not even close. That game yesterday was boring to watch. And I'm an Arsenal fan. It was boring to watch. Wasn't fun to watch. Wasn't exciting. Like the pomp and circumstance before the game, the fireworks, the nighttime, the in the tunnel, it looks, can't wait for this. Awful game of football to watch. Boring game of football to watch. And I'm an Arsenal fan. And it was boring to me. I was on the train actually watching the game, the Aston Villa game. I was coming home from Christmas holidays. I went to visit my sister and I was watching it on the train on my tablet. And I was I was in my chair in the train and every single kick I was there. There was a point where Saliba intercepted a ball that was going to Ollie Watkins inside our 6-yard box. He just got a toe on it and it went out. And I was like this. And I can see people looking at me like, what's this guy doing? It was just like, that's how invested I was in the game, though. It's not the blockbuster game I was thinking of. It's not the last game of the week type of game that I was expecting. The Liverpool former champion or defending champions against the team that's in first place won it. It wasn't that game at all, guys. It was not that game. Guys, I don't know, man. I don't know what the speech is before the Aston Villa game or at halftime of the Aston Villa game. I don't know what the speech is before the Real Madrid 2 legs against Real Madrid. I don't know what the speech was against Atletico Madrid this year in Champions League. I don't know what the speeches are. I don't know what they are, but if the players are playing to what Arteta wants him to play in these type of games, then something has to change. Something has to change. A buddy of mine was watching the game and he's just like a fellow Arsenal fan. He was just like, buddy, they hit the crossbar. They hit the crossbar yesterday. If that goes in, does Arsenal get a point from that? The way that they were playing? I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. I think Saka has way more to give, but I think he's being shackled. Same with Ødegaard now. Same with Eza. I guess Trossard does his thing. Martinelli, I guess. Whatever. Gyökeres. Oh, my God. It's getting harder and harder to defend him, man. I said at the beginning of the season and even up to about last week, maybe 20. They put a stat up. He had 8 touches in the game. The goalie for Liverpool, Alisson, had 40 touches. Don't get me wrong. Our attack is not geared towards a striker like that. It's not. If you watch Manchester City play, their attack is geared to Haaland. And that's why he scores every game, because he gets 60 touches a game. Or he has opportunities. They're looking for Haaland. There was a play in the City, whoever they played last, I forget who they tied someone. I forget, Nottingham Forest, I think. I can't remember who it was. It was Phil Foden. It was a 3-on-2. Phil Foden, Haaland, and Ryan Shirky. And Haaland made a run that the defender left Shirky for whatever reason, left him, and came over to Haaland. Ryan Shirky had probably 20 yards of space, including inside the 18-yard box. He could have, if Foden had passed him the ball, he could have taken the ball, stopped it, looked at the time, maybe got a quick cup of tea, and then still finished it. And a defender wouldn't have been anywhere near him still. But they're so focused on getting it to Haaland that he tried to make a pass to Haaland. Now Haaland's being covered by 2 defenders and they just get it away. And you can see Ryan Shirky going like, what are you doing? Like, play it in front of me. I've got 20 yards to net. They look for Haaland. It's the only attack they have. And it's 180% opposite on our side because we don't look for our strikers at all. But still, to only have 8 touches, most times when Gyökeres is playing, he's doing something. Most times when Gyökeres is playing, he's doing something. He's doing something else. He's getting his body in between players. He's winning fouls. He's knocking balls down. He's playing balls to the wing. He's doing something where I can say, okay, he's not scoring, but at least he's contributing that way. He didn't do anything yesterday. Not a thing. And again, it's getting harder to defend. But I will, because he's what? Again, 20 games into his EPL career, in a new system, and a new team, and a new country. I'll give him I'll give him time. But next year, I guess I'm giving him the season. So next year, this is all in the rear view mirror. We hit the ground running 20 goals next season. 20 minimum, all competitions. I don't even want to do player ratings, like garbage. Yeah, whatever. So player ratings. Oh well, let's start off with this guy. Put out a lineup again against that Liverpool. That lineup should have been more than enough. Maybe Madueke should have played, because when he came on, he was electric again. And I made a comment last week about Madueke. He played pretty good. People were getting on me. Pretty good. What are you talking about? Disappeared for half the match. Wow. But yeah, I don't know. Changes were the changes too late? I don't know. Like Martin Ødegaard is, for me, Martin Ødegaard is starting to turn into the Jordan Henderson of Liverpool when he was the captain. Captain gets taken off every game. Jordan Henderson got pulled in when Jurgen Klopp's last season with Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson was the captain of the team and was getting substituted at the 60th minute every game. Like how does your captain get substituted 60 minutes into every game? And that's what I'm starting to see with Ødegaard. When we need something changed, Ødegaard comes off. I don't know. I'm not going to give ratings, guys. I'm not going to give ratings. We'll talk about how much time have I made? We'll talk about the players, but I'm not giving ratings. It's ridiculous. Had a little bit of an issue with Saliba for the ball that hit the crossbar. The communication should come from the goalie. Either leave it, play it back, clear it. It should be something. Obviously, Saliba didn't hear anything. You can see them both doing this, both to each other. But I think that's the goalie that should be telling, because your defender's facing you. You see what's going on behind him. Play it over here, kick it out, do whatever. But that's on the goalie. That's on the goalie. I'm not going to give ratings. You're lucky today. I don't know, man. Same timber. Maybe kind of invisible again. I don't know. Whatever. Played okay, I guess. Saliba, like we just mentioned, in the that mistake could have been very costly. It wasn't, thank God. But I mean, solid performance again. Didn't really get beat at all again, and you were really fighting against Cody Gakpo as their striker, which, Ekitike probably would have been a bigger battle. Isak definitely would have been a bigger battle. Even Salah. But those three guys were out. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. These three players weren't even playing. And they were playing the players that they were playing the players that have them 14 points behind us. We haven't scored on Liverpool this season, guys. Haven't scored on them in 180 minutes. We haven't scored on them. Again, didn't do much wrong. Whatever. Injured. 60th minute, I believe. Miles Lewis-Scully had to come in for him. So Mascara and Cape now. It looks like he did his hamstring. Calafiori, all injured. Didn't look like the Declan Rice we've seen in a while. Again, I don't know if it's the instruction or what. But, hold on. Sorry, guys. Wrong background here. I don't know if it's the instruction. You guys, it's the day after, and I'm still like, I don't have any answers. I don't have any words. I don't have anything that I could say. It was this, it was that. I have nothing, guys. That's why I'm not even giving them numbers. I have nothing. I have nothing. I have nothing. I have nothing to say, man. Nothing to say. Nothing. Nothing. Did a little bit of good things yesterday. Was trying to get down the wing and cross it, but that seems to be our only offense is to get down the wing, get to the end line, and either cut it back or float across. Nothing. Didn't play a lot. Tried his best. I mean, don't try to compare him and Gyökeres together. They're two different players. This guy's all action. Gyökeres needs service to play. This guy can go pick up the ball in the midfield and make things happen. They're two different types of strikers. Just like Havertz is different from Gabriel Jesus. It's different strikers. Don't say Gabriel Jesus came into the game and had 11 touches in 20 minutes, and Gyökeres played 60, only had 4. They're different types of strikers, guys. Different types of strikers. The controversy about pulling the guy off the field. Listen, guys, we've all played. You're trying to get the ball. You don't know how he didn't see what we saw on TV. That looked absolutely horrifying. But all I gotta say to Connor Bradley and you Liverpool guys out there and Gary Neville, who disgusting, those guys should have went over and punched Martinelli in the face. He did say, well, he didn't say punch, he said whack him. He said whack him. Go look it up. He said it. Jamie Carragher, it's disgusting. Jason Cundy should have got a red. It's disgusting. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not listen to what I'm saying. Connor Bradley, can't even say that because people are going to take it out of context and I'm going to get a whole bunch of crap for it. So let's just say that he can't even say that. Let's just be certain that the injury is legit. Because if he plays next week, the apologies better be as loud as the abuse. Because then Martinelli was right. He was faking. But by all accounts of what I saw, I don't think he is. But the one thing that he did do was try and put himself back on the field. If you're injured, if you do your knee and you stay where you are. But he tried to get himself back on the field so the game would stop. So let's wait and see. If he plays next week, I hope those apologies are as loud as the abuse. And he did apologize to the player personally. He said he put it out on his Instagram feed that he did speak to him and apologize. So if you talk to a Liverpool fan, it's just like he just hung 20 kittens outside his window or something like that by their neck. That's like, relax, guys, relax. He should be banned for the season. He shouldn't play in the EPL. They should take away that. Relax. It's only a Liverpool. It's only a Liverpool player. Relax. I mean, I guess. Try to be tricky. I don't know. This guy came in and was good, I believe. Immediately was running at guys. Played a beautiful ball across the 6-yard box for a tap in for somebody, but not one striker was there, or not one forward, not one winger was there on the other end. What are you gonna do? Talked about him already. And don't get it twisted, guys. We were all clamoring for this guy. So please don't sit back now. Do not sit back now and say, oh, why did we get him? Every single Arsenal, I shouldn't say every single Arsenal fan, but the majority of Arsenal fans wanted Victor Gyökeres. You'd wake up in the morning and you'd refresh your phone. Did we sign Gyökeres yet? How come we haven't signed Gyökeres yet? Get the job done. He wants to come. He dumped his girlfriend. He's not training with that. We all wanted him here. And now that he's not doing the business, why or we should play Jesus in front of, maybe he should come off the bench. This is Mustafi all over again. And guys, I remember Mustafi. You guys might not remember it. I remember it. Guys were dying to get Mustafi. German international from Valencia in Spain. That's who we need. We need Mustafi wants to come get him. I know he come get. If you don't believe me, I promise you, we were dying to get Mustafi here. We were dying to get Yan and Mvia. Remember Yan and Via? Yan and Via, remember him? Dying to get him here. So don't now turn around and say, oh, wow, you know, why do we should have bought it? Maybe we have to go into the winter market and get a striker, or maybe in the summer go out and get it. Whatever. It's very, very frustrating game to watch. Very frustrating way of playing, especially at home with all the, you know, the hype that was around it. Don't get me wrong, guys. We're still 6 points ahead in the league and still 13 away ahead of Liverpool. I was talking to somebody today who's a Liverpool fan. He's like, well, if you lose next game and draw the next two and we win all three and then we go in there, and I was like, well, yeah, even if you did all of that, you'd still be 6 points behind. Like, you'd still be 6 points behind. Yeah, but 6 points is easier to make up than blah, blah, blah. All right. Do you know the monumental crash that would have to happen for Liverpool to catch Arsenal, and not only catch them, but overtake them? Do you know what type of form Arsenal would need to be on? Liverpool, it's over. City is your best chance. And I told them straight up, you should just become a City fan. You're not catching us. I can't see no, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. But I did tell him to become a City fan because they're the closest to us. Anyways. I mean, that's not really a concise roundup of the game. It was just bad to watch. So you get a blah podcast. But guys, if you're not following on TikTok or Instagram, do that. You're obviously watching it on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, then hit the bell, get notifications every time I do a new show. Should be a new show after every game. Post reels and shorts to YouTube and reels to Instagram and TikTok. So definitely come by the page and let's have a conversation. But guys, 0-0 Liverpool Arsenal at the Emirates. Lackluster game. I don't know, guys. It's got to be better. Next game is Portsmouth in the FA Cup, I believe, on Sunday, and then we start our home and away leg against Chelsea for the. Is it what? I don't even know what tournament it is. It is FA Cup or Carabao Cup. I can't even remember. And then Nottingham Forest next Sunday, I believe. I'm not sure where that game is, but the Clockenders will be here after the game to give you our highlights and recap and player ratings and all of that good stuff. So, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you. Maybe we'll catch you after the Portsmouth game. Who knows? Come on, you Gunners.